Okay, so let's dive into these speakers. Let's do a quick review. I want to do a review of the speakers, what they claim, and then I'm going to talk about my experience tuning it and how I felt actually in the room. And listen, this is just my opinion, which is exactly right. But yeah, different rooms, different styles, different everything. Yep. But I got a pretty good bead on what these speakers are. So, all right, Ben, what speakers did we fly in the contemporary room at Sun City Center?
So the main PA, we use the SRX 906 LA, which is the line array speaker.
All right.
Has a dual 6-inch speaker in it. They're powered. Their rigging system is pretty nice. Actually, it goes together really well. The guys really like it.
Yep.
It's got like those first 2 clicks on the front of the speaker, and then you kind of just push the back up, and there's that connection on the back. Mm-hmm. And you can easily see your degrees on that back section, so you can know your pin out for your rigging. So that makes it a lot easier.
And some speakers manufacturers, that's very confusing.
Yes.
I mean, it's like, all right, in this configuration, you turn it this way, but then in this configuration, you got to take that bar out and turn it upside down.
The angles change, the degrees change.
To try and give us more and more degrees of separation, right, and options, but it becomes very confusing for us,
right?
Us dull-minded integrators.
This was not, I mean, this is printed on there very nicely and bright. The guys really liked it. They put it together quickly and easy. So that's there it is in the array form.
Right.
We use the rigging system as well with it, that top bar piece.
Yep.
And that was nice too. Through the software, it gives you the hole, gives you the pick point.
Yep. And I can show you. I can show you some of that software.
And that'll control your angle of the array. So yeah, it went together really well. They are compact.
Yeah.
Pretty small form factor. So they were easy to work with. It's a good size for this room.
Right.
They claim, here's what they claim. Then you can talk about it.
Okay.
Here's their highlights. Ready? Best in class performance. So
absolutely,
like we said, this middle of the range world is such a competing class here. So they're claiming best in class performance.
Sometimes they create a new class to say that, though. Just FYI.
Their JBL transducer technology delivers class-leading sonic performance and superior dynamic range.
Superior.
All right.
I love it.
They claim to have an innovative acoustical design.
Yep.
So that's their 2-range speaker that they claim is with the single horn in there. Their power solution they claim is top notch as well, which is Class D amplification in the speaker. It's a powered speaker. Mm-hmm. And then they claim that line is a complete system, which I would agree. This line is a complete system. They have
internal DSP.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they have. It's a cool little system, man. It's got like every little. They've thought through the accessories. They thought through the different types of deployments. As we were going through pictures of this, sub, or this is like
that little chariot kind of thing, and
you can put 2 over a sub, 4 over 2 subs, This is a very versatile system. They thought through it real well. I like it.
Yep.
And so they also had so we did 4 of these per side.
Yep.
Then we did 2 of their 18-inch subs in the same family.
Per side, the SRX 918S, which is an 18-inch sub.
Those also have internal DSP networking.
They claim a lot of the same things, best in class performance on their sub. They claim that they are configurable, that you can basically make this a cardioid array. I don't know if this is true, but you can make this a cardioid array by simply changing the selections in the presets.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's something that they claim with this sub.
Yep.
It's a powered sub as well, and they're still claiming that this is a complete system, which I believe that it is.
Absolutely. So here's the first software that you can put in your listening planes, your ground, just kind of on this side elevation model, and you can put in your PA and choose, which speaker it is. They have some auto splaying to help you identify the angles to take care of the room. And then you can kind of put a couple mics on there, like I did here, and see the traces. And it's it ain't no map or sound vision, but it helps you. It helps you make the decisions as to how large an array you need for a certain size of a room.
This one gives you the pinouts and stuff too for the rigging on this software. Yeah.
So here it shows the pinouts and the center of gravity for hanging the PA. It tells the weight, and in the bottom left corner there's an actual QR code that you're supposed to be able to use for the next software. And this is their performance software. So here's what this looks like. And this is the actual file. So this is the file we used in the room. So here so all of these cabinets are networked. So you run a home run to one of the speakers, and then you daisy chain down. They all have in and out network connections. And I'm not sure how they do it, but they do claim that they all work together, kind of know where each other are. They see each other in this software. They know that the top speaker's the top and the bottom's the bottom, the whole thing. And so when you're using the software, you first connect it up to the network, make sure that every IP's correct, and then you build your system here, grabbing speakers, bringing it in, and then it connects and sees it all.
Yeah. And
it worked pretty good. So there's a connection screen. And from this screen here, you can create different groups on the left here, and then also a pretty quick and easy way of muting things. So let's take a look here. So these are all the different views. So I'll go to main. So here's our mute matrix. I'm going to go down to this next one. This is the tuning one. So here's where you can do some gain shading, which we did. Here's our mute matrix on this page. Speaker presets. So here is where you can choose your crossovers. And this is where you kind of tell the computer, hey dude, this is an array. So do your array magic here, bro. And it's array magic. Same with the subs. You can choose your crossover and forward and rear. So I guess this is where if you had 3 of them, you could put it into a cardioid. Yeah. It's probably a 2/1. So it's probably 1 forward, in the middle, then it's backwards, and the top is forward again. And that's how you do that. So here's our speaker presets. Once again, gain, polarity. This is helpful for testing the speakers. Our installers, our dudes are perfect. They never make a mistake. But other places they could
swap a cable.
They could swap a cable, a solder, and then polarity's off. And then calibration. So this has got some fun stuff for the array here. So there's array size compensation and throw distance compensation. So these are 2 things that go along with having multiple speakers working together. So if we were to look at, I didn't do any of this, whatever you call it, I forget what these called it, array size compensation. So this is a way of pulling, if I do it, you have to do the whole PA or the whole stack of 4 speakers. And you can bring down some low mids and stuff. This calibration page is supposed to be able to help us dial down some of the low mid coupling that could happen because we have all these 4 speakers together.
Right.
So that's the calibration page here. And then the EQ. So the EQ is in these groups. And that's the EQ. That was the main group EQ on the house left PA, the 4 speakers. So I had to dig into it a bit.
Yeah.
The room was pretty square, so it was kind of resonant, these low frequencies. But the highs, I get it. Some of these speakers, they put a good chunk of high in there to try and kick through and cut through and get an SPL level or something like that.
Right.
And, you don't want a dull speaker, so I guess you want something there. But I had to dial it down a good amount. I had to dial it down. So.
Well, that got a little nerdy.
Sorry. Well, too much internet? No, is that too much for you, internet?
That's a good point. I mean, that's why I brought it up, because this is what happens like on every job we do. Right. And this is like a small
Yeah.
This is like a small, simple thing, but we still go through all these exercises and the science part of it, if you want to say that.
Yep.
You know, when we tune the rooms, just to make it the best possible in the room for what they have.
Yep.
And especially with these line array systems, because you have so many other options to tune with,
right?
Versus like a point source box. So if you guys probably have seen it in your own churches or whatever, if you just have a single speaker and you're having to blast it so the back part of the room can hear it, and the front row is just getting hammered by the sound, it's because you don't have that separate control, you know, of just a single speaker. Mm-hmm. So on these line arrays, you get to do all this science and change gains and frequencies per the array, so that ideally the sound sounds pretty much the same no matter where you are in the room.
Right.
That's the whole idea of all this whole process.
Coverage and frequency coverage gain, across the room.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of these line array systems like this,
right?
Versus just a single speaker up there, when you just have to turn that thing on and hope for the best.
Right. Yeah. So the idea behind these point source arrays is to really give you that gradient of sound from front to back.
Right.
Okay, so this is the JBL SRX 906.
It's a smaller one.
I would say it's a pretty good sounding speaker. I would say it's pretty good for its...
I was going to say, put the price tag on it.
Yeah. Versatile.
Yeah.
You can do a couple different configurations with it. It's got the online, the inside DSP. Internal DSP.
Yeah.
The software is pretty intuitive. We did have a quick issue with one of the versions. We had to go through a couple different versions, but whatever. That's typical for this stuff. Yeah. And so I could hear the signature sound of it for sure. Like sometimes as you're tuning, you're trying to get a sound, right? You're kind of like you listen to it and you go, I don't like that part of this sound. You're trying to get rid of it.
Right.
Sometimes what you're trying to get rid of is baked into the pie on the speaker. It's just the sound of the speaker.
Yep.
It's the signature of the speaker. It's whatever the engineering is of the box and the amp and its crossovers and all that stuff. And there's only so much you can do with these EQs to change it. But in this scenario, the thing was hot in the highs. It was just, it had that, and I had to dial it down.
Yeah.
And then it got comfortable, and we listened to a bunch of songs.
Yeah.
You know it's good when we do the tune and then we start listening to music.
Right.
That's the key to if you have a good PA.
Yep.
If I tune a system and it's a bad speaker and it ain't working, I'm not going to sit around and listen to more music.
Right.
I'm going to be like, oh my goodness, I feel beat up.
Yeah.
I can't make this thing sound good. It's too cheap a speaker. It sounds like crap. When it's okay like this, we ended up listening to like a bunch of tracks. Like, oh, listen to this, oh, listen to that. We're kind of walking around listening to the PA.
Yeah, that's kind of the result I got, I think, from when I heard him. I haven't heard this room yet, but I heard him before. And you just, again, my brain goes to money, and for the price,
right?
It's pretty dang good.
Yep,
pretty good setup.
Yep, yeah, I liked it. So they're a good mid speaker. It'll be interesting to see. I'm literally going after this to tune that next system, and it'll be the 10 inch. It'll be the 10-inch speaker.
10-inch array.
Yeah. It's still 4 per side. Maybe we'll do. I don't know. Next week, is that boring to just do another one of these? Maybe another podcast on it. Yeah. But I would say that's my review on this speaker. I like it. I think it's pretty good. I think it's versatile, and I was able to cut into it without losing too much. So I had enough texture and canvas there to make things sound good still. Even though I had to cut some stuff out, it worked.
Yeah. And on the other side, it rigs together really easily.
Right.
They're powered if you like that world, so it makes it a little easier for you just to throw it together.
Yep.
And they were available. So that's always a big thing these days as well. These speakers are available, pretty readily available.
Yeah.
So you can jump on something and do it quick if you wanted to.
Yep.